Today I'm working on a 2008 Honda Civic, and it came in for a few reasons, but one of them, the thing we're making the video about right now, is that the air conditioning didn't work. And the owner had had it at another shop, and they had diagnosed it as having a bad air conditioning compressor. And that is not the most ridiculous repair, but it's not inexpensive. By the time you evacuate the system, replace the compressor, recharge the system, you're in it many hundreds of dollars at minimum. So even if you do it yourself, you're going to be in it several $100s. So when I got it, the first thing I thought was I better diagnose this myself. It is unbelievable to me how many vehicles I get that are misdiagnosed. And I'm certainly not perfect myself, and I'm sure I've probably misdiagnosed something in the past, but it always makes sense to me to diagnose everything and not just throw parts at it. It is unbelievable how many things I get that have been misdiagnosed. So I already know what's wrong with this thing, and I kind of went about it. Of course, hindsight's 20/20, and if I knew what the problem was to begin with, I would have gone straight to that. But I'm going to show you kind of backwards how I'd probably recommend doing it at this point, but I'm going to show you the process I went through to find the problem. And it turns out this is an incredibly easy, inexpensive fix. So let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to do was confirm that there was refrigerant in the system. If the system has been discharged due to a leak or a shop of refrigerant, the compressor will not kick on, it will not cycle. So I hooked my manifold setup to the high and the low side, and it's actually reading a little higher than it was because I've had it working now. But as you can see, I have pressure. I was actually at about 50 PSI, both high and low side, which makes sense if it's not running. So I confirmed there was pressure. So the next step then was to go down to the compressor and see if I had power at the clutch. What I was originally seeing lined up with the compressor being bad, because when you'd have the car running and turn on the AC, the cooling fans on the radiator kick on. Everything seems like it's functioning as it's supposed to. It's just that the compressor wasn't kicking on. Now, if you look over here, here's actually the plug and the harness. There's 3 wires that run down to the compressor, which is mounted on the bottom of the engine. And 2 of those wires are for a pressure sensor, and 1 is the engagement of the compressor. So I'm going to lift this thing up, and we're going to test for power at the compressor clutch and see if it's in fact getting power and a bad clutch, or if we have something else going. Now I've got the car running with the air conditioning system turned on. I'm underneath it, and if we go under here, you can see where the compressor is. Now I've already unplugged that little bullet connector there, and so here is coming from the car electrical system, and there is going into the compressor. It's a very simple circuit. As you can see, the other wire right here just grounds right to the compressor housing. So we're going to check and see if we've got power coming down to the clutch. I've got my inexpensive little power probe off of Amazon. I'll link that in the description below. So we're going to use this, and we're going to feed it right in there. And as you can see, we've got 0 volts coming out of that connector. So the next thing we'll do is we'll go to this connector. We've also got 0 volts, and it's showing ground, which is probably with a little bit of resistance, but it's because it's going to ground through the clutch. So now I'm going to apply 12 volts to it by pressing the up arrow. And look at that, the compressor kicks on immediately. So that tells me the compressor's good. It actually sounds quite good too. So we now know that it has been misdiagnosed, and we're gonna go back up top and we're gonna look in the fuse box, which is probably where I should have started. I also want to point out that I did plug the plug back in down at the AC compressor before coming up top to troubleshoot in the fuse box. At this point, you might be thinking, why would you go about it in this order? Why not start up at top at the fuse box? And that's a good question, and I would actually recommend that you do start at the fuse box. For me, with the previous diagnosis of a bad compressor, kind of led me to start out at the compressor. So there again, hindsight's 20/20, so this is probably where you want to start. So that being said, there's two tabs right here, and if we pull both of these tabs in, we can pop the cover right off. And this cover has the layout inside of what's what. And if we orientate it the same way, maybe I got too much light going on here, but let's see. We've got two things to check. We've got the clutch fuse, and right here it says MG fuse, or MG clutch, and that fuse is this 15 amp fuse right there at the bottom of the run of those small fuses. It's that one right there. And then the other thing is the relays, and the relays, the one we're looking for is this one right here for the air conditioning. It's got the little snowflake there. And so those are the two things that will turn on the AC compressor clutch. So we're going to start by testing the fuse, and we're going to use the power probe again here. You don't have to use anything this fancy, but we'll plug that in, and we've got our voltage on both sides. So that's a good fuse. I'm not sure which side is the feed side and which is the circuit side, but the fuse is good. So then it leads us to the relay. Now, fortunately, in this situation, we've got several of the same relay, and in fact, if we look at our chart, it looks like these two both have to do with the air conditioning. This is what kicks the fans on, the radiator fans, when you turn on the AC, and this kicks the compressor clutch on. So this is going to be very easy to pinpoint. We're just going to swap those, but I'm actually going to start this up first so we can hear if it's fixing the problem or not. Right now we can hear our radiator fans running. You can see them running right there. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is remove the compressor clutch relay. Nothing changed because that wasn't working anyways. I'll remove the fan one, and I don't know if you could hear that, but the fan stopped. Now we're going to put this one into the clutch location, and I heard the clutch kick on immediately, and if we look down there, we can see that clutch is spinning. So to double check everything, we're going to grab this, what I believe is a bad relay, and put it into the fan location, and the fans don't come on. So there you go. With minimal tools, and in fact, if you don't go about it in the order I did, you can very quickly pinpoint what is the problem here. We'll switch that back and we hear the fans go back on. So this is, if we go on Amazon and get the Honda part, this is about a $15 part. You can get a generic one for under 10. I will link it in the description below. We're going to run probably to the local auto parts store to get one just to get this wrapped up today. It's pretty tough to read that, but there's the numbers that are on it, what you can make out of them anyways. The thing to note is there's a little tab that allows you only to plug it in one way, and there's 4 prongs on it. So if you look down in here, you can see that that little tab has to go that direction. So we've got our new relay installed here, so we can put the cover back on. And it's been cycling a little bit here, so the cooling fans are running in low currently, so not the high speed, so they're not as noisy. And our compressor is off at the moment. Try and keep the light on it, but you can see that is cycling. So all it came down to was a $15 relay. And so that, of course, is where I would start the troubleshooting process, is in the fuse box, checking the fuse and the relay. My guess is this is not the first one to have this problem. So, and you know, going back to my power probe here, which I'll link in the description, totally unnecessary for this job, and I'm not trying to sell you something here, but it is very handy. As you could see, I could feed power into the circuit, so it makes testing very, very quick and easy. So, although not required for this job, it's a handy tool. My go-to is typically a multimeter, but having the ability to use that power probe and either apply voltage or ground to a circuit can speed up the troubleshooting process quite a bit. So for now, this thing is out of here, this 2006 Civic, with a much less expensive fix than the owner was planning on. Hopefully this helps you do a little bit of troubleshooting on your own systems and save a few bucks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.